welcome to another edition of Grind Time. I am really kind of excited to talk about this discussion that I'm going to have today. One of the questions that I get a whole lot, from people out and about is, man, how do you go through or get out of a slump? Right? I'm in this slump in my sales career, and that not just in insurance sales, but this actually relates to any kind of sales. But I'm in this slump in my week, in my month, in my year, and I just can't seem to get out of it. Listen, I have been there before, and that's exactly what we're going to get into is how do you respond? How do you get out of this slump that we find ourselves in every once in a while? And it's only nature. It's the nature of the business, and it's understanding that it's not just you. Nobody's singling you out. It happens to everybody. But how do I respond? How am I supposed to get out of this particular slump? So let's dig in. I think what's crucial is always going to be how we think about things, right? So I'm always going to start with some mindset. And I think that's key. I think the first thing that we have to do is we have to change our mindset and the way that we really believe about our situation, our current situation. Give you an example. Even just a couple of years ago, I'm talking about crushing it in the field. I'm going out and doing $400,000, $500,000 a year consistently, and then you run up on a month. For me, it was a September. In September, the beginning of the month, it just seems like it was not going my way. Getting porch. Everybody is, coming up with some reason of why they can't buy, why they have to think about it, why they can't make a decision. And the depression about the sales life kind of kicks in at that moment. And you start to kind of feel like, man, what is going on? Why can't I break out of this? Why can't I, why can't I just go out and do what I know how to do? I've done this before. And so I'm not necessarily talking to the person who just getting started and you can't seem to work your way through this learning curve. That's a different discussion, and we'll have that. But I'm talking to the agent who's been in this business for a while, who's going through that patch, or have been through, or will go through that patch of your sales business where things just kind of fall off. And so changing my mindset about how I'm thinking about this, and going from what's happening, what's going on, why is everything happening to me, to having a mindset of what am I going to learn from this, right? What is this experience trying to teach me? Right? For me, it taught me a few things, and I'm actually going to use it in this content. For me, I had to learn to go back to the basics, right? I had to learn that where I started, sometimes being new has its advantages. When you're new, what am I doing different? Well, one of the things that I'm not doing when I'm brand new is I'm not spending so much time going through specifics. I'm not spending so much time going through like little bits and pieces and breakdowns of how all these features work in the policies. Normally when I'm new, I'm taking advantage of things like working with my mentor, explaining to them that I'm getting some additional assistance in their underwriting. I'm more apt to tell the stories that of people that I know that's been through some similar situations and relating it back to my client's life. Those are the things that come about, and then what happened to me in my own circumstances. I've learned too much about the business and started explaining too much about features and about benefits and lost it, right? And so changing my mind, getting this right, I'm going to come out, and it's going to help me to break the cycle, right? And so what's going on typically is you find this place where you lose your rhythm. And now you're 1 week in, and you're maybe you've got some production, but it's nowhere near what you're normally producing. And then you come up on the next week, and it's just as bad, and sometimes even worse. What we really have to do really quickly is we have to decide to end that cycle, and we have to decide to really take some massive amounts of real action, right? What I mean by action in this moment with my mindset is, what am I listening to? Who am I talking to? It's always going to be really good to make some buddies in this business, what we call running buddies. Some people that can lift you up, some people that won't let you buy your own excuses, right? And some people who'll give you that swift kick in the butt, if I could use those words. Now, part of changing my mindset is saying, okay, if I'm in this situation where I feel like, man, the world is crashing down on me, part of that is just me being grateful for what I've got. You know, a lot of people really undervalue the value of gratitude and just how it determines how far we go and what our mindset is really going to be. And so if everything's going wrong, let me think of some things that are going right. Let me remind myself of the fact that I've got running water, the fact that I've got lights, the fact that I've got an opportunity to go out and change things in one day, right? A lot of times it takes just one day for people's mindset to get negative about the business, but the opposite is also true. In one day, I can completely change my mindset about what's going on in my business. Getting back to the basics, you know, for me, it started with what kind of training am I going through? Sometimes we take out the learning part because we feel like we know enough. We've had some success. I felt like, man, I can go out and produce $40,000 a month, had some success, and out goes the training. It goes to that old saying, you're never too cool for school, right? Sometimes we get in our own way in that we don't go back and we don't study, we don't keep ourselves, and a lot of times it's not learning something new, a lot of times it's keeping ourselves fresh, keeping ourselves reminded of the things that we already know, because a lot of times doing the same thing over and over, we can get so good at it that we start skipping stuff. We don't even notice it. And so it's getting back to the basics, right? It's what was I doing when I was getting results, okay? So for myself, I was slowing down and explaining who I was to my client, really positioning myself as a professional and explaining that I'm here to serve and I'm here to get something done today. I'm here to leave you in a better place than what I found you. And if you take that out, well, it's a no-brainer that people are going to start, I need to think about it, or, well, can I give you a call back in a couple of days after I sleep on it? And it's understanding, okay, so what was I doing when things were working, and can I get back to that? And it's asking myself another question. What are the people that are doing it right? What are they doing different, right? And so it's making those phone calls to the top level producers. It's getting on videos like this and figuring out what are they doing that's helping them to get the results that they're getting. And I can guarantee you this is such a copycat business. If you will do what they're doing, then you're probably going to start getting the results that they're getting, especially if you do it the way that they're doing it. And it's understanding Newton's third law, right? Newton's third law is every action requires an equal or opposite reaction. And so I have to understand that if I'm getting porched and I'm getting no-showed, or maybe nobody's showing up to my Zoom meetings, well, I need to understand that I have to take an opposite action or an equal or opposite reaction. And so for me, that's saying, hey, when I get porched, when somebody doesn't show up on me, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to start booking some more appointments. If you're still out seeing people face to face, I'm going to start knocking on some doors. I'm going to take some bonus leads. I'm going to do whatever it takes to really break the cycle. This is where the hunters come out, right? It's understanding that this is time to hunt now, because, well, if I don't hunt, then how do we eat, right? How am I supposed to take care of all the responsibilities that I have if I don't go out and hunt, if I don't go out and correct this action, right? And so it's taken some really massive action, some really, really big action, and saying, hey, whereas I needed 15 appointments, well, the 15 appointments didn't work the last 2 weeks. This week I'm going to book 30 appointments because of whatever it takes. And it's building on those wins, because all I need is one. All I need is one good week to build momentum. All I need is one good week for me to be able to go out and grasp what I did right this week and go out and do that again. This business is systematic, it's repetitious, it's duplicatable. So if I can do it this week, I can do it next week. But if I've got to break the cycle. So pick up some more leads, right? Pick up the phone and dial some more. Get out and get active. Talk to some people you normally wouldn't, right? Do something that breaks your cycle, and you will see that slump come to an end. Listen, that's my advice on for anybody that's going through right now. It's watch some videos, right? It's take massive action. It's change your mindset first, right? Getting back to the basics. What was really happening? What was working when I was really getting the results that I wanted to have? And it's taking action, right? Understanding that if this has been this hard, I can't keep doing exactly what I was doing before, because I'm going to keep getting that same result. And so let's crank up that action. Let's go out and turn it around. Get out of this slump.